Once a famous rich merchant of Arabia invited many of his friends and loved ones for a meal on the occasion of his son's birthday. But he did not invite one of his neighbors with whom he had quarreled. To arrange the feast, he had slaughtered 10 cows and ordered to prepare fine biryani. The cooks started cooking in an open field outside the merchant's house. While the food was being cooked, the merchant's neighbor also came to know about the event, and he secretly thought that the merchant had invited all his friends and did not even ask us. But obviously, he did not even want to be an uninvited guest. The next day, just to tease, the neighbor congratulated the merchant and said that the feast at your place yesterday was wonderful. Biryani in particular was cooked very tasty. I am sorry that I could not join the guests myself due to headache. However, I enjoyed the feast while lying in my room because the direction of the wind was from your house towards my house. The smell of biryani wafted through the air so much that my stomach was filled with it, and there was no need to eat anything. Thank you for this invitation and accept congratulations on your son's birthday. The merchant got angry and said, well, that's the point. All my friends and relatives were complaining that biryani was not tasty. How could it be tasty? The whole aroma was gone. Everyone knows that biryani without aroma is tasteless. But you didn't deserve it because I didn't invite you to join the event. This is complete exploitation. I will sue you. The next day, the merchant filed a lawsuit against his neighbor in the judge's court. He said in his statement that this uninvited guest smelled the whole food, which resulted in the tastelessness of biryani, and all my guests complained about it. The neighbor admitted that the food aroma was reaching his house, but he did not admit his guilt. The aroma came automatically with the breeze and I could not stop it. It was the merchant's duty to stop the wind or to keep the aroma of his food in his possession. The judge of the court was present in that feast. He too felt that biryani was tasteless. Therefore, after hearing both statements, he decided that the merchant had indeed suffered a loss. The neighbor must pay 25 dinars as a fine. He ordered to bring and pay this amount to the court tomorrow. Otherwise, you will be imprisoned tomorrow. The neighbor was very surprised that he indulged in the trouble by playing a joke. He did not understand how to avoid paying this fine. Finally, he went to his friend Abu Nawaz, who was famous throughout the country for his wisdom and intelligence, and consulted him about how the decision of the case could be changed. After listening to all the incident, Abu Nawaz reassured the neighbor that the fine will not be collected from you. However, according to the judge's decision, you will have to go to the court tomorrow with 25 dinars. I will settle the rest of the matter. The next day, when the neighbor and Abu Nawaz reached the Qazi's court, merchant was also there. As soon as people saw Abu Nawaz, everyone understood that the decision would be reconsidered. The coming of Abu Nawaz is not without reason. He will definitely make a point. Abu Nawaz stood in the court and asked the guilty neighbor to count 25 dinars and put them in a bag and make the sound by shaking the bag. Neighbor did so. Then Abu Nawaz told the Qazi that the accused did not actually have eaten the biryani. He only smelled the aroma that has mixed in the air and automatically reached him. This aroma can be paid not by dinars but by the sound produced by dinars. This sound is also mixed in the air and went to the ears of the merchant, and thus the order of court was complied. The Qazi reconsidered the whole matter and he considered Abu Nawaz's argument reasonable. He changed his mind and said that surely the aroma should be replaced by the sound. There is no need to pay in cash. What could merchant do now? So he went back to his house empty-handed.